Hi everyone, welcome to Advice to Think Twice. This is Monica and we're looking at our daily energy and advice. And as always, remember these are timeless, so whenever you feel guided to watch the video, that's when you should watch it. There are your weeklies posted, you can still check out your monthlies. There are other dailies to check out. Hopefully everyone's doing well, and we're just going to jump in here, see what's going on for the energies of the day. Okay, and our Oracle energy and advice to clarify the tarot, please, for our daily energy and advice. Okay, there we go. Alright, so what do we have? The first card that we have representing the influence of the past on our current situation, we have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords can be some sort of communication. There's a tone to information or communication that comes under the energy of the Page of Swords, okay? There's either something that's a little too blunt, it may seem a little rude, because it's very direct, or it's very concise because it's about the facts, okay? So there's going to be some sort of communication where we're not quite sure how to take it, right? Because our first reaction is like, what do you mean? Or why'd you say that? Or why'd you say it like that? And then so we're kind of taking a step back to really get a full picture before we decide what we want to say back, how we want to respond. The Page of Swords can also talk about facts, contracts, paperwork, that kind of energy as well. So let's see, in today's energy we have the Magician. So the Magician talks about a new beginning that we have manifested, a new beginning that we have created consciously or subconsciously, right? Because we're always manifesting, which is why it's very important for us to always be mindful of our own thoughts and our own emotions and what kind of energy we're in, because we're always manifesting. This could be something. With the Magician here, it can feel like someone being open to hear our proposal. We're receiving an invitation to speak our truth, to speak our mind, something we've been preparing. This could also be some sort of a presentation type of energy, whether we are attending one or we are holding the presentation. It could be negotiation energy, it could be interviews. It could be just a very honest, a little blunt, or just, putting emotion aside so that we can only focus on the facts type of conversation as well with the Page of Swords and the Magician. Where's it going to take us? 5 of Wands, I swear to God, this has been the the influence of the future for the past 3 readings in a row, and I do shuffle and cleanse the deck. Oh God, okay. Well, it's similar. See how, because these are like for the collective, obviously we're dealing with similar energies, but in our own time. And I'm still seeing a situation of job interview, signing the documentation, and then this is like on-the-job training with the 5 of Wands there. Okay, for others, this is addressing a conflict because everyone's ready now to come to the table, put emotion aside and just really sit down and discuss the facts of the issue of the situation. Why? Because we want to come together, we want to resolve something or move past something. Let's look at our oracles. So we have Malheur, which it can be like sickness or misfortune is rather what I would say. Number 40. And water, number 5. So yeah, this is a conversation taking place to overcome something that has been a misfortune, to overcome something that has caused a lot of pain, sorrow. It's something that was an ending, because there's also an energy of grieving with that card. And it's almost like with the water energy there, it's someone or everyone's ready now to put that behind, to be like, that's water under the bridge. Let's focus on the future, right? Let's just try to move on from the past. But in order to move on from the past and not repeat it, we have to address what happened. We have to talk about what caused that misfortune in the first place so that we understand it and that we can do things differently, make different choices, right? So I'm seeing this as a lot of communication to do with something that either caused an ending in your life, or it was a very big upheaval for you, or just misfortune type of energy, where it really brought you to your knees. Okay, so it could have been a breakup or a divorce, fights in the family and you haven't spoken to them in years, or something that cost you a job, or something that cost you money, right? However it played out. And it looks like whoever was involved here, because I'm seeing something you've seen, it's like something that you're already familiar with, right? This isn't something new that I'm looking at. This is something of, okay, I'm ready to change the energy between us. I'm ready to change our dynamic. I'm ready to change our relationship, heal it, bring it back, start over, or at least be on cordial terms, right? Maybe for the sake of the children, or for the sake of the family unit, or because actually there's still a lot of emotion there with the water card. And I feel like it's just a matter of how people communicate, right? That kind of led to this misfortune, because the love is there, the emotion is there, the potential is there, but I feel like it's in how people communicate, tempers running high, words being taken out of context, or it's just this like emotional overwhelming, it's where if you're in your emotions, right, you're very, let's say you're very sensitive and you're very, you feel everything, right? When it comes to conversation, experiences, all that kind of stuff. First, it gets filtered through your emotional self. And so when you talk to someone who has a very blunt communication style, they're not necessarily hurting you or attacking you, but when we're in that emotional place, it can come across as such. Does that make sense? So this is, for some, this is a case of miscommunication or misinterpretation, and it's coming to the conclusion of, you know what, I don't even know what our problem is, but I'd like to figure it out because we have so much love for each other. Why can't we just get along, right? It's that kind of conversation. And the difference now is that everyone's ready to come to the table to focus on getting that answer. What is our issue here? Where do we struggle? As opposed to playing the blame game, or as opposed to shifting, responsibility, right? Everyone's kind of grown up and is coming to the table to put it all on the table, communicate all openly, clearly, taking into account how the other person communicates, so that it's almost like, why can't we understand each other? Where is the blockage? Why can't we just get together and get along? Where is the blockage? Because I really want to fix it. I really want to resolve it for myself, on your part, so that we can just come together, because what we have is beautiful, right? Or what we could have is even more beautiful. So I'm seeing this as some very genuine, open communication, putting it all on the table to really work through a challenge, a blockage. Because despite all the challenges and despite all the blockages and despite all the misfortune that we're causing each other, everyone's recognizing, this is like the Two of Cups that I'm seeing, everyone is recognizing that this is a beautiful bond, whether it's family or romantic or a friendship or whatever this is, okay? And it's worth doing the work. It's worth addressing whatever it's bringing to the surface for us to address, right? It feels like a soulmate bond. And remember, soulmates are not just romantic, where that's the purpose of that relationship, right? That person comes into our lives to trigger us, to put us through some tests, to push some difficult buttons, to bring things to the surface of past pain, trauma, things that have gone unaddressed and unresolved, so that we can work through them and heal, right? That's exactly what I'm looking at here. So let me know what this is for you. I hope the reading helps you. Remember, the focus here is on healing and just owning up to whatever we need to own up to, and just working through whatever it is that is causing misfortune and blockages, because we want to focus on the beautiful bond, not the problems, right? We want to address the problems, not make them the first focus, okay? First priority, as it were. All right, so I will leave that with you. Hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.